And uh, in general, I just want to find out like how do y'all go about how do teams in the league go about like finding talent? Like, do y'all have like a formal like scouting or draft process, or is it just pretty much whoever they can find is like out there?
Well, there's a lot of things that come into play with this, Hunter. First of all, we have a lot of experienced coaches that have been successful for many years, and they have a following. So they have a lot of contacts that have played arena football for a while, whether it's in the AFL, whether it's in the NFL also, or the CFL. So they have their core group of players that are playing with them already. The second phase to that, of course, is those players, they enjoy themselves, they have a good time, so they go ahead and network, and they have friends that they formerly played with, and they bring them on. But, we recruit Division I schools. We know who the All-Americans are in the NCAA. That's been a big help. And also we work with some NFL agents so that the players are released by teams and they're looking for some game film. So what they do is they'll contact us about giving them, about placing their player in a certain location. I always try to when I speak to an NFL agent, what I try to find out is where the player is from and where his hometown, where he's living from, because I want to make him feel as comfortable as possible. With our NFL players, usually they join the AL for a couple of reasons. One reason is they just want to have game film so that they can get tryouts again with the NFL or CFL. The second reason is some of them are just retired and they've spoken about their careers and they want to be able to show their family, hey, I really do this for a living. And then some of them just love football and they're just playing just to enjoy themselves. So, there's a variety of reasons. We also, and this year we actually have another company that we're working with, and they are signing as soon as a player is let go by an NFL team. What they do is they sign them, and they have an abundance of players, and they've been sending us for this coming season. They've also sent us an abundance of players to our teams, which, and I think I mentioned this last week or the week before. That's going to really continue to elevate our game.
Most definitely. And that's interesting that you're saying that they obviously you try to look at where they like the players are living and like their hometown and such. Does that give like certain teams a bit of an advantage? Like say if it's a team like in Texas or Florida, being obviously very big time hotbeds for football?
No, excuse me. I don't feel like it gives them any advantage actually, because there's so many excellent football players all around the country. Okay. And they're just out there, and a lot of them are just doing nothing because they have no place to play. They don't want to play semi-pro football for their own personal reasons, and they want to get back into professional ball. And for me, if we have a player that's living out in California, it's really, unless he requests it, we don't want to send them a long distance away. So we'll probably send them to a team that's in Texas that closer by. Or the simple question is, hey, you know what? If you're in California, is there another location that you might have family, friends, relatives, or a former teammate that lives in another location that you're close with? And he might say, hey, you know what? I have somebody in Tampa, Florida, and he would just go ahead and play with the Tampa Tornadoes. So there's a lot of things that come into play, but we want the players to be most comfortable. And I tell our owners all the time, Hunter, you know, we debate, and this is a debate throughout the arena industry about housing players. And yes, our owners house a lot of players, and throughout the season, they make deals with hotels or apartment complexes. But at the same point, there is just so much talent out there across the country that, that doesn't have to be a focus. You know, a lot of owners feel that, you know, oh, it's great. I house X amount of players, 10 players, 15 players, or whatever that number might be. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, because you could house 6 players and find locally. And when I say locally, I mean within your own state. You know, you could find a high quality player or players.
That makes sense. Obviously, like in the NFL, they have a whole free agency signing period. Is like the off season free agent signing like anything formal, or is it basically just you sign with a team as soon as they offer a contract?
There, at the conclusion of the season, every player becomes a free agent. Okay, our players don't sign multi-year deals. So all players are free agents. Generally, as I said, coaches bring them in. Our coaches have won at various levels. They have a big following. So the players are loyal to those coaches. So generally they stay in the same team, and they don't re-sign with somebody else. But everybody is a free agent. They have an opportunity to do this. And another thing we do, and I would be remiss not to miss this, at the NFL Combine, there's another combine that goes on there, and it also is in Indianapolis. And we know the NFL Combine was canceled, but it's a tryout thing, and it's tied into the NFL Combine. And our coaches get an invite, our owners and coaches get an invite, and they can get and scout players. But players are assigned throughout the year. When going into camp, we go in with a 40-player roster, and then the numbers trim down from there.
Okay. Is there what particular like skills are teams always looking for at like the positions?
Well, it depends, of course, the position. It's everybody basically, it's a universal thought. You know, they put weightlifting, you put 225 pounds, 240 pounds, and it's a bench pressing. See how many times somebody can bench press a certain weight. The 40-yard dash, agility, vertical jump. So it's basically the same throughout the industry, no matter what level you are in the testing skills.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. Any like specific like news going on right now within the AAL?
Well, I think our teams have finally settled as of today, and I say as of today because it changes every day. But our teams are finally starting to settle in, and I was able to get some schedules out to our Texas division actually today, which is it's still tentative, but it's almost finalized. It's finalized in the sense that I'm going to get feedback and just give it a few days just to make sure all of the arenas are comfortable. El Paso was relocated, but they have their dates. San Antonio was relocated. They have their dates. So we're in good shape as far as that goes. I spoke to the owners of West Michigan Ironman, and they're full speed ahead for this year, which is wonderful. The thing that would, and some of the other team also, Bobby in Nashville I spoke to today, Casey in Indianapolis, Alton Walker in Tampa. So we're getting finally on solid ground as far as the government. Now, of course, we have a new administration, and their focus, and rightfully so, their focus is putting hopefully this COVID virus behind us. So things might change, but we are really full speed ahead right now, and we're looking forward to this coming season.
That's good. And so am I. I'm looking forward to seeing some football.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited. I think in sports, people don't realize, but we'll use Major League Baseball as an example since we're winding down the NFL season. But Major League Baseball, because of the concerns, they haven't announced a lot of spring training information, which is March. Teams report in February. Players report, I should say, players report in mid-February, and the first game is towards the end of February, and they play spring training games through the end of March. And even Major League Baseball hasn't announced because there's so many variables. One, and two is a lot of the venues are being used as for COVID vaccinations and for testing also. I just spoke to some people down there in the Miami area, and Joe Robbie Stadium with the Dolphins. That's a huge site where people are waiting 3 and 4 hours, but they're getting them through quick, and that's just a common practice throughout the country. And people misread things, so I have to keep repeating this. I keep saying that, that's a priority in life. Football and sports is secondary. It's great for our society, but, we need to get society back on courses. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, Hunter, because you feel the same way. But, we had an exciting day today with our conversations with our owners. So, we're moving forward.
That's good. We're about to head out right now, but thank you for joining us, Tony, and look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thank you. You have a great day, Hunter. Thank you. Be safe.
Welcome everyone back to Inside Arena Football. I am Hunter Williams, joined by special guest Coach Rez. For the viewers out there that are not familiar, how long have you been a coach over with the Cobras?
This will be my second season with the Cobras. 2019, I was the defensive coordinator, and I took over as head coach for 2020. Then, of course, COVID, put a damper on a lot of things for people. So now we're getting ready for 2021.
All right. What's your previous coaching experience prior to them?
I've been involved in the indoor arena games since 2006. I played 2 years when I got out of the Marine Corps in 2005. I played in 06 and 07, and I also started coaching high school in 2006 timeframe. So played 2 years of arena ball, and then I've been coaching arena ball ever since. So I've been springtime arena football, fall time high school. So it's been pretty busy.
What challenges did COVID-19 bring, not only in the off season last year with the season being canceled, but also in preparations for this year?
As far as for the 2020 season, the only bad thing was the stressful part of keep having to push everything back, and when the players were going to have to report, and when the season was going to start, and the league we held out as long as we could, but then it got to the point where you're going to have to cut your losses before you end up losing too much money, and then as far as for 2021, there hasn't been very many teams doing workouts. I've done workouts in multiple cities this off season, finding some players, found some great talent. Our final workout is February 20th in Greensboro will be our final workout. And so as far as the preparation for 2021, man, we just been grinding and putting a good roster together, getting ready for the season.
Do you feel like the fact of not being able to have a season last year is going to be serving extra motivation for the team to perform at a higher level for this year?
I think so. And at the same time, that's going to be the same thing for all the teams in the league. All leagues, really. Every team has got stuff to make up for last year. And, for us, losing in the last seconds in 2019 in the championship games of the Sharks, it's been a long time. It feels like forever since we've played that last game. And we open up with them the first game of the season. So that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, that'll be a big time game. Are you two, both those teams, like rivals?
I would say rivals in the sense that we share ownership and a lot of similarities of front office and structure of the teams. Coach Fuller and I are good friends, so it'll be a good-hearted battle, so to speak, across for both ways.
For those that are not as familiar with the Cobras, who would you say are the team leaders or the players to watch for?
With the Carolina Cobras?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got some solid players across the board. We got some guys with experience, some guys with arena experience. quite a few of the guys that are rookies that never played the arena game before have all played in the NFL, CFL, XFL. So we got some really good talent that's going to be on our roster. Our quarterback situation, is pretty exciting going into camp. Jalen McClendon, he played at NC State, transferred to Baylor, and then went with the Redskins and had a little workout with the Ravens. Most recently, he played in the XFL with the LA team. There in the XFL this previous season. Of course, COVID, ruined their season as well. So Sam Castronova as another quarterback, D3 guy, put up a lot of numbers at that level, and it was pretty, successful there as well. So Chayton Tomlin, another unknown name, D3 guy, put up a lot of numbers. So we're excited about that. From a couple guys that stand out. Mishai Robinson, DB in our secondary, has been playing the game for a long time. Theron Lewis, another wide receiver, has been playing for a long time. Alex Coleman's a good wide receiver for us. One of my bigs last night was on another show. Deshaun Johnson, he's our fullback. He's pretty solid and going to be a good leader with this team. And Brandon Sutton, a defensive lineman, and Ethan Farmer, another defensive lineman.
How significantly do you feel like the whole COVID-19 pandemic has affected like the talent search during the off season? Like, has it made it harder? Has there been some aspects that have actually been easier to find players or communicate with them and such?
I think it's been easier to the sense that not many people are doing workouts. So there's more opportunities for guys. More guys would come to certain workouts that may not have came if there was other teams doing workouts as well. COVID-19 really hasn't been too much of an issue with us doing workouts. Really, the only difference that you'll see at a workout now for us, or really the only nuisance that has been, is having to wear your mask. Some places you don't have to wear your mask when you're on the field, but majority of the places you have to wear your mask in and out of the building and while you're working out. So that's a little bit different.
That's definitely a different feeling, and it really is it varies across the country, because like there's some places that it's very strict, and then other places it's more of a case of they may enforce it, they may not. So yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. What's been your early impressions so far with the tryouts during the off season, and in terms of what you've seen, and what are you hoping to see in the final tryout, which is upcoming?
Well, our final trial is going to be probably our best one. And I say that because every place we've been, we found a couple guys that we're pretty interested in, and we invited them back to another workout. So they'll all be coming to that workout in February. Along with, we always have a good workout in North Carolina. Being that's our home, we usually have anywhere from 30 to 40 guys at that workout. So when you're adding some of the guys that are coming to compete that have been in some other cities already, it's going to be an exciting workout, and we're looking forward to it.
Most definitely. What are some of your early expectations for the upcoming season? You said that in 2019 that you're all on the verge of defeating the Sharks for the championship. Is that the expectation that you're hoping to have going into this year?
Well, the Cobras organization in itself has established themselves as one of the top teams in the country, winning the championship their inaugural season in 2018, making it back in 2019, losing in the final seconds. I feel with no 2020 season with COVID and whatnot, it has gave everyone a chance, to do a little recruiting and almost having 2 off seasons to prepare for 2021. So our expectations are championship or bust. There's no goal to be the first place loser. We're not trying to do that.
High expectations, high rewards.
Absolutely. Go big or go home.
What have been some of the biggest challenges to overcome while coaching in arena football?
I think for myself through the years, the biggest obstacle coaching arena football is the environments. Every team is different. I've been on the top best team, top ownerships to some of the worst ownerships, and worst situations that you could think of. and you got to grind it out. So I think really for me is just the inconsistency across the board from some of the different ownerships and different teams that I've been a part of.
What are some of the proudest moments you've had as a coach?
Proudest moments, I would say there's quite a few. Some main ones, this game gives a platform to players for an opportunity to advance their career playing at a higher level. So to be able to help some guys along their journey and make it to the CFL and XFL and have some NFL opportunities has been been more rewarding than anything. And then I'd say behind that would be, winning my first championship as a coach in 2018. When I was with the Atlanta Havoc, I was the general manager and offensive coordinator for that team, and we won the championship, and I won GM of the year that season, so that was pretty cool.
Is there what's like your approach like to like finding talent, like it's like specifically like what you look for?
We're looking for the top athletes. I don't really care what school they come from. Being a player myself, I didn't play at big time college football, so I played in the Marines, and when I got out, that was pretty much my college for me. So I try to make it a point to find the best player that's going to help us be successful, not so much because they played at LSU or Carolina, Big Five, Power Five schools. There's a lot of good D3 and D2 players out there that can help you be successful.
I agree absolutely on that, because I've seen, and like in Florida, I've seen a lot of players that go D2 that I've seen their warning the whole time. It's like, wow, they look so good in high school. They look like a Division I player in high school, but sometimes it just, for one reason or another, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, and it's just opportunity. Being in the right place, right time, knowing the right people. Unfortunately, there is a lot of the political side to it, just like everything else. Sometimes guys will get a different opportunity than others just because who they're associated with and who they know.
So you mentioned that you're in the Marines.
I was. I got out in 2005. I did 2 tours in Iraq, and after that second tour in Iraq and Battle of Fallujah in 2004, I was done. I got out after that.
If you don't mind me asking, what was that experience like in general? Like how, and do you feel like that that you've been able to take a lot of lessons from that part of your life and put it into coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. Being a Marine and being in combat twice and allows you to learn and see things differently than other people might not have those opportunities. Everything I do in my life, coaching, work, anything I do is, testament of myself being a Marine and the characteristics that were instilled in me. Becoming a Marine and doing those things has been pretty life-changing for myself with everything that I do.
Most definitely. And I would say thank you for the service that you've done for our country.
I appreciate that.
So you say we talked a little bit about with the Sharks, and that'd be more like a rival of competition, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you consider like your biggest rival in terms of a team?
I would say just from the history of the 2 teams, I think Columbus and ourselves have had a lot of heated battles through the last couple seasons. So I enjoy going to Columbus. I coached there. I was a defensive coordinator in 2013 in the PIFL. That's something, Coach Gibson does a good job with his team and the organization. So it's always a good challenge to, go against them and just in that atmosphere.
What would you say like was the best game that you've been able to be a part of between those 2 teams?
I would say for myself, with the Cobras, when they came to us, I think the second to last time we played them, we put a pretty good whooping on them. from my experience, from the team experience, the Cobras blew out the Lions in the championship, or was it playoff? No, it was a championship game when they won in 2018. It was like 60-6 or something like that. So I'm sure they don't ever forget that game either. The Lions. So they do the same thing we do. They prepare. Those guys get paid, and they're all trying to do the same thing. So I would say, being involved with the Lions, one of my favorite moments was when we played the Richmond Raiders one game in the PIFL when they came to Columbus, and we were down by some scores, and we came back to win the game. So that was pretty fun.
You said 60-6?
Yeah, that's what the championship score was when the Cobras beat the Lions in 2018.
Wow, that would you say that's probably one of the most lopsided games that you've been a part of as a coach on either side of it?
Well, I wasn't with the team then. I just use that as a reference with the big games with the Cobras and Lions itself. I mean, I think the Lions had like 2 points at halftime or something, or it was something ridiculous.
So in your personal experience, what would be one of the most lopsided games that you've been a part of?
One of the most lopsided games that I've been a part of?
Yeah.
I would say in the NAL in 2017, we played, gosh, I can't remember what the heck, Dayton, Wolfpack, or it was the Wolfpack. They ended up being a travel team that year or something like that. And we ended up beating them it's like 90-something to something crazy low. Like, it was pretty ridiculous.
Wow.
My goal was to put 100 on them, and we almost did.
Have you been up like on any side of it that game that did reach 100 points?
Not 100 points, but I have been. I'd say one game I was in when I was the head coach of the Torch in the AIF back in 2016. We went to Lehigh Valley, and they put a whooping on us. It was the arena game is great in the fact you put up a lot of points, but things can go sour very quickly, and once they do, they can snowball. And before you know it, it was a nightmare. I couldn't wait to get on the bus and go home.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I've in my high school experience, I've seen some blowouts both ways. So it is never a good feeling to be on the wrong side of a blowout.
No, absolutely. Well, and I should say in 2019 we had two blowouts. Well, three, because we shut out Orlando twice, which was pretty awesome to do, especially in the NAL, and with to do that in any arena league or indoor league, whatever, it's hard to shut a team out. And then we played in New York Streets, and we had them shut out 48-0 at halftime, and then some issues arose, and unfortunately we weren't able to finish the second half of the game because of unforeseen circumstances, which is pretty crazy within itself. But we would have shut them out too. So we pretty much had 3 shutouts, 2.5 shutouts to be honest, because of halftime.
Orlando, as in like the Predators?
Or yes, sir.
Was that the team?
Orlando Predators? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty crazy.
I know that they used to on off of.
Say that again.
I know that they used a very strong team by then.
You're clear. I think you're clear now. What was the question?
Oh, it's yeah, we'll just move past it. What's your history? Like, how much of a history you have with the Predators?
Not very much. Other than the 2019 season. I will say, to their credit, when Coach Bennett was the offensive coordinator, they came to Greensboro, and it was a tight game all the way to the end. But they came away with it. They snuck away with a win. I mean, they made a lot of good plays, and that was one of our losses in 2019. I took it personal because I felt there were some things that we could have done differently on defense, that we should have done on defense, and I made that personal for myself to make sure that we weren't in that situation again. And the Cobras, and the last 2 seasons have had the top defense in the NAL, and we took point to that, going to Orlando and put a shutout on them. And when they came to us the third time, obviously they had a sour taste in their mouth for being shut out at home, which is crazy within itself. But to have that happen to you on your home field was pretty tough. So they were coming in, pretty feisty about that, and we ended up shutting them out again. So that was pretty awesome to be able to do that.
That is very impressive to be able to shut out a team twice like that.
So just by those 2 games, we probably created another rivalry without actually being a rivalry, because the first time that we get a chance to play them, I'm sure they're going to be ready to roll for sure.
Any closing thoughts as we head into what will be the start of the season, hopefully very soon?
I'm just looking forward to it. I think everyone's just ready to get going. I'm sure everyone's going to have a lot of fun with it too, just because it's been so long. It feels like the longest off season ever, and it has been. It was on 2 off seasons, in one. Made things kind of crazy. So, and to say that we hadn't played an arena game really since August of 2019, is pretty tough. Obviously the IFL played, I think, 2 or 3, maybe 4 games for 2020 before they shut down. So I think the biggest thing is just everyone stay healthy, to make sure that we don't do too much before the season and in camp and go, too much over the top and before we get a chance to go back on the field for that first game.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today, or I guess tonight.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.